Alright, War 3 of the season against Made in Brazil. Yeah, pretty solid alliance. I think this was a tight war in the end, which we were narrowly edged out in, unfortunately. But yeah, I can't remember how many fights I had, I'll figure it out as I go, but this first one was just Warlock versus Havok. He's on ebb and flow knockdowns, so you need to knock him down to remove protection. However, something new they added, I think it was just for this season, they've just added it in, is when you knock them down, they've got debuff immunity. So it does complicate things a little bit more. But for this particular matchup, it didn't really. It's just something that made me think a bit more. And I was kind of figuring out the matchup as I went along. And as a result, it does become a little bit of a long fight, but realistically it shouldn't have been. I should have just been taking the opportunity to knock him down. As you can see, there's a bit of hesitation there, wondering, if this guy's running max limber, how long do I have on stun? Yeah, obviously in that pause, that hesitation, I then ended up getting clipped. But yeah, it's not a bad fight, it's just a bit of a slow one. Okay, so I have looked ahead and I've got 4 fights this war because I was tier 2 backups. I've got these 3 fights here, so that's Havok and then more, and that's shared longshot. And then I go on to take a Professor X miniboss later on. But yeah, it's torch action here for these next couple fights, and if you're still awake from the last one, these 2 will go by a lot quicker, I can tell you that much. He's just one of those ones. He's not the most complicated, but obviously you can only prevent him putting degen on you so much. Even if you turn off Dex, he can put a Fury on you potentially. So there's a good chance you're going to eat some degen damage. It's just go in here, put the pre-fight on the torch and melt it quickly before it becomes an issue. So he has also got heavy hitter, so got to be on top of your reparries, but don't rely on reparries because there's a good chance he won't give you that opportunity to reparry. After the first hit into your block, he might just throw the heavy, which will be unstoppable, and then the window to punish him afterwards is very tight. I used to think impossible, but I've seen it done in previous war videos by an alliance mate. I think it was Rob, our leader. But yeah, as you can see, he's just going down nice and quick. You just get the opportunity to knock him down and torch will absolutely melt through him because he's Mystic. Did eat some degen damage there, but we move on to the next fight, which is longshot. So he's also got heavy hitter. You've got to be careful because if he's hitting into your block and then throwing those heavies that you then back away from, he's going to build his good karma, and you don't want him to get to pure of heart because that's where he can start to really mess you about. yeah, I think didn't need any particular war boost for this, so I just threw on combat regen for the sake of getting them out of overflow and also saving myself from using a pot. But yeah, there's not really anything to add to this one. It's another torch fight. You just gotta be careful of heavy hitter, not letting him hit into your block too much, just nail your parries. And then yeah, manage your power. Just try and dump your special ones as soon as you get them, I guess, because you don't want the timer to give him your power. Can't remember the name of that node, but yeah, simple fight. Okay, so coming up to the final and fourth and final fight against a mini-boss. Professor X, Power Focus 1, Non-Special 1, Hurt Locker. So if you play the game for a while, you'll know what all those nodes do. It's not too complicated a fight, it's just be prepared for him to throw a lot of special ones. They're pretty easy to evade, and yeah, I think I do this one with Torch. There were some spare Mr. Fantastic pre-fights as well thrown on. But yeah, they weren't really needed, and I was told as well not to really bother trying to keep them up. They were just there because, you know, early on in the fight it can limit the power he's gaining a little bit. You know, they were spare, so why not, right? But yeah, this is a pretty standard Torch fight. Nothing too complicated. I do realise, listening to myself back on these videos, I'm in an alliance with mostly Americans, and they're really going to hear my British accent come through. But, you know, it is what it is. I'll let them enjoy it. All three of them who watch this, that is. Yeah, as you can see, it's going down. And then I do that. Yeah, I don't know. I think there was a hesitation to go into the heavy or something there, and yeah, I just took a hit to the face, but you know, it didn't really matter, to be honest. It was the last fight. Yeah. We then go on to win this war, I believe. No, sorry, this was War 3, yeah. This is a war we lost, so we were 1-2 for the season. 1 win, 2 losses, but we have this nice strong streak coming up in the next 3 wars, so stay tuned for that.